Hi everyone, so this video I'm going to be creating a mermaid for Mermay. A couple of people have been wanting me to do this and I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I've been following Dina Norland's series of mermaids so far, and she uses this prompt list. It's by Zesty Does Things, and I'm going to be doing day 21, which is coral, and there's also a column for elements here, so I'm going to roll a d6. I have one right here, and see which element I get. Oh, I got one, that's magma. So I guess I'll do a coral magma mermaid. I wanted to use a prompt list just to give myself some direction, because otherwise I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm really indecisive. And I know you're supposed to roll a dice to see if you get an element and then roll for the element, but I really wanted to do something that was elemental themed, so it's still gonna be human, but with magma as an inspiration. And I think it'll be really fun to do like pink magma to go with the coral, I don't know. So I'm gonna start by doing some sketches and probably studying some coral. Coral seems really limiting at first, but there's so many different kinds of coral. And it's also not really in the shape of an animal. Like, it's very stationary compared to like jellyfish or orca and all the other prompts, so I think this is going to be pretty fun. Wow, it's getting stormy outside. Hope the power doesn't die, then I can't film. This lead is so squeaky. Oh my gosh. There's just so many kinds, I don't know which to do. Should it just be one kind of coral, or should they have lots of different kinds of coral on them? I don't know. Still trying to think of how I'm actually going to make this onto a human, or I guess not human, but you know, person figure. Might be cool to also add some seaweed on her, so it's like coral and plants. Maybe if she was a skeleton mermaid. So the, this probably isn't what the tail would look like, but, so it's kind of like the bones sort of mimic the coral shape, and she can survive in really hot areas because she's just bone, so maybe it's more of like a magical creature. She probably has gray skin, and that would actually look pretty cool with the colorful coral. Maybe her hair is sort of magma? I don't know. I'm gonna try to do some designs now. I feel like the whole skeleton tail might be a little bit too much, so it might be cool to make it sort of like a translucent lava magma-ish sort of thing. Maybe the magma is more of like a warmth kind of energy that gives life to the coral. I think that might be cool. I don't want to just do like a basic mermaid shape. And this flowy coral tail. I don't even know if coral can be flowy. I think it can because it moves. I don't know. Or at least inspired by the shape of coral. Just gonna start by doing the loose shapes. This is kind of the middle line. And it kind of goes down like this, so she sort of twists. Try not to get too detailed before I know exactly what I'm doing. A big tail so she can swim nice and fast. I'm still unsure about her hair. I picture her as something that kind of generates coral, so there's little bits of coral growing all over her, because she has this like magma, fiery warmth sort of essence This almost makes me want to do the rest of Mermay and follow this artist prompt list because it's really fun. I'm gonna make the sections between the coral kind of webbed. Usually I like to use color for this part, but don't really, kind of undecided about what color to use, so I thought just pencil would be okay. I might end up erasing these shoulder things. I think I might make it too busy. It kind of takes the focus away from other parts. I'm gonna leave this part red where the tail is, because that part's gonna be kind of concealed a little bit. It'll only be partially visible, that's what I'm thinking. I really like this sort of layered coral here. The kind of stuff I put on her arms. I think I wanted to fix this hand a little bit, at least the thumb. Hopefully most of the red lines will kind of blend in once I add the watercolor. I don't usually do watercolor in the sketchbook because the paper is really smooth and I don't like too smooth paper for watercolor. But I think I can make it work. I think that should technically be moved down, but I think it's okay the way it is. Okay, details can go later. I think I should finally start to color this. And I don't know exactly what colors I want to use, because I know it has to be magma sort of themed. And I want to do a sort of glowing lava-y kind of character, if that makes any sense. So like she's providing the life for the coral to live. But I don't know how to really do that. I wanted maybe her skeleton to sort of be the glowing part. So that should be left, I guess, lighter and I'm just gonna kind of try to figure it out as I go. I'm not gonna plan the colors too much because, I don't know, I usually plan everything and I just want this to not be too stressful. Just kind of go with the flow. But sometimes it could be more stressful to not plan. I finally found my watercolor brush that I've been missing, but I did buy these, which are the perfect size. I'm gonna try to keep it so you can see my palette while I work, and I think I want to start maybe by doing kind of like a base color on everything, like a wash, but I don't really know what I want that to be. So I'm gonna try to mix up some colors here, because I know I want a lot of the coral to be this pinkish color so that it's recognizable as coral. So I feel like that's a very like classic generic color of coral. Like this is literally coral. I tend to use a lot of water when I do watercolor, or I just like saturate the page quite a bit, and the sketchbook isn't the best for that. So I'm hoping it'll hold up. I definitely want her skeleton to have this sort of glowing effect around it. I want a very saturated blue color, and in order to get that I have to use my liquid watercolor because I don't have a good saturated blue. So can't find my eye drop brush, so I'm gonna have to use a brush to get it out, which sucks. The thing about using the liquid watercolor though is that it stains the page a lot more than regular watercolor. I think I want her body to be kind of gray, so I mix ultramarine and I think burnt sienna or raw umber or something, and that makes a nice gray. So her body will be gray. by body, I mean her torso. I think I'll make her scales kind of look like cracked lava rock so you can see what's beneath it. It'll also add some nice contrast because I want there to be contrast. That's always good to have. I wasn't sure how I was going to make this look like magma, but I think this kind of solves the problem. I'm so glad to finally have a detail watercolor brush because I didn't for so long and I had to use these like really stiff acrylic ones. And now this is actually for watercolor. And it's great. I really like watercolor because it's just so instant. I have a problem with patience when it comes to mixing paint colors with like gouache and acrylic and stuff, but with watercolor it mixes so easily and you can quickly see if you've mixed the right color and you can just paint like right away, so that's why I like it so much. I'm undecided about her skin tone. Kind of want to make her blue-ish, so I think I'll do that. I think I want to bring down the gray a little bit further down the tail. I think maybe a more purpley skin tone would work better. So I might see if I can try to change it. So I decided to cover up the skeleton part because it just wasn't really working and I thought this would be better, so I just used a bit of gouache and covered it up. Now I'm just using a black marker to kind of add the black back in. Trying to find a good balance of black and orange here. It's kind of difficult, but I might move on to something else before I overwork it. I actually just recently bought some more white gel pens because I haven't used them in the longest time. So I just kind of forget that they're an option, and they're really great for like my sketchbook and stuff because it's a really easy way to just put in a lighter color. So I think that's pretty much done. I don't want to overwork it any more than I already have. I'm overall happy with how this turned out. I would do some areas differently if I could redo it, but it's just in my sketchbook, so for a sketchbook drawing, I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. I'd probably change the grouping of details, if that makes any sense, because there's a lot of like areas that are the same all the way through it, and there's not a lot of like grouping, so it kind of all like reads the same and it's kind of flat. Like maybe I should have only made the orange along the side or something like that, but that's just getting picky. So I really hope you enjoyed me drawing something for Mermay finally. This makes me want to do a couple more mermaids before May is over. Maybe just for a week, I don't know. Maybe on Instagram. I'll see if I end up doing that. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe and like the video and turn on the notification bell because sometimes YouTube doesn't show people my videos. So if you ring the bell, that kind of increases your chance of seeing them. I also have a Patreon where I show you sketchbook PDFs and I send out postcards monthly, and there's all kinds of stuff over on my Patreon if you want to check that out too. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.